Media is like the fourth leg of a democratic table, and it's an important institution. And my strong encouragement in leaving is for stakeholders to do everything to protect and help media and journalism flourish in the Kingdom of Cambodia, just like that's needed around the world. Until it's really nice to see you again, and a pleasure and an honor for me to be with Kiripost Independent Media as one of my final journalist engagements during my time in the Kingdom of Cambodia. You know what? Ambassadors serve at the pleasure of the President of the United States. That could be a short tenure or a long tenure. I'm a career diplomat. I've been serving for over 3 decades, and typically for a career diplomat as an ambassador, the mandate is about 3 years. And I did, in fact, stay here longer. I was very honored to be asked to stay on longer while my replacement navigates the Senate confirmation process. I think, in fact, that does leave me here as the longest serving U.S. ambassador to Cambodia, and perhaps one of the longest serving current ambassadors in the Asia-Pacific region. But for me, that was not just an honor and a privilege, but an opportunity. It allowed me to serve here throughout the entire ASEAN chair year and to experience the first change in government in Cambodia in nearly 4 decades, and to help shepherd and shape our relationship through those experiences. Cambodia's greatest asset, in my view, is the Cambodian people. Around 17 million people who've been through many challenges, just like the country itself, but the people proved to be resilient and very capable of working together to improve their livelihoods, the peace and stability in the country. And those are highlights. Seeing Cambodians become more healthy, more prosperous, living through this period of greater stability, engaging with the region and the rest of the world. And for me to work with the Cambodian people on these endeavors. But indeed, Cambodia offers more as well, some of the world's best cultural heritage. And Americans have been very proud to be able to contribute to that heritage.
First, I admire Cambodians who choose the profession of journalism. It's not an easy life anywhere in the world. Journalists are under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And I think we're seeing some degrading in press freedoms. And I think Cambodia is no exception to that. Just this past week, we celebrated World Press Freedom Day, and we put a spotlight
on the efforts that are needed to increase press freedom and protect journalists. A lot of journalists are very courageous, but have also suffered casualties and deaths last year and this year included. But here in Cambodia, I admire those who choose journalism, and particularly those who are independent journalists. We are helping, not only by being a voice, but we're helping with training. And I know you yourself are training young journalists, and I admire that, and I encourage you to continue such work. I think there's reason to be optimistic in Cambodia because Cambodians have tasted independent media, have seen that it can help a democracy in sharing information with the public, in revealing accurate facts about developments, about investigating, and holding government and public officials accountable, including ambassadors. We need to have criticism to learn what our shortcomings are, how we can improve and do the best for the people. During my time here, we've seen a few independent outlets be shuttered and closed. And I think many Cambodian people, plus me, miss things like the Cambodia Daily, the Voice of Democracy, the full offices of RFI and VOA and more. It'd be good to see those come back because many media voices help democracy. Media is like the fourth leg of a democratic table, and it's an important institution. And my strong encouragement in leaving is for stakeholders to do everything to protect and help media and journalism flourish in the Kingdom of Cambodia, just like that's needed around the world. Well, it's true, it is competitive, and journalism, I think in general, media in general, are finding it economically difficult to ensure viability going forward. And the whole shifting paradigm in how news is produced and presented to the public has changed in my lifetime. And it's rapidly changing even during my tenure in Cambodia. I think there are two things that can help. One, the general public. I hope Cambodians continue to find interest in getting news, reading it, demanding quality, encouraging media outlets to be responsible journalists. We all have to work together to be wary and counter misinformation and fake news. So I think the Cambodian public can increase their appetite and demonstrate their appreciation. You know, it's not cheap. It's not easy to produce information. So I think Cambodians have to adjust and understand, that journalists have to earn a living. Media outlets need to be able to be profitable businesses. So we have to pay sometimes for our information, especially good information. The second area that I encourage is for the government and public officials to publicly support media, independent media, to welcome investigative journalism and criticism. It's not easy. It's not easy as a public official. I don't like being criticized, but I accept that it's really important for my work and for what we need to accomplish. And I hope that can shift in the thinking here, that public officials can see that criticism can be helpful. Let me give you one example. All of us in the region right now are struggling with cyber scam centers. This is new, and this is resulting in trafficking in persons and many victims, those who are lured into working in these centers and those who are victims of the financial crime that then ensues. It was independent investigative journalists in Cambodia that revealed this was a problem right here in the kingdom, and a big one, and a growing one. That's what government should embrace. Thank you, investigative journalists, for revealing. Let's work together to find out how big the problem is, where it's occurring, and what we need to do to stop it.